Hi, I wanted to pop in today to give you another little tips video on how to get a more accurately sized blocks. There are people who are saying that their blocks are coming out a little small, so there's a few things that you can do. The first one is it starts with cutting. So when you cut, say you're going to cut 2 inches, and this is a tip that I really learned from Bonnie Hunter, this line has a width to it, which is probably a thread or two in size. So what you don't want to do is just slide that black line right up to the edge of the fabric so that you don't want the right part of the thickness of the line on the fabric. You want to get that line right on top of your fabric and line up the left side of it. And that gives you just a couple more threads, which really makes a difference. So that's the first part, is cutting accurate. The other thing you can do is think about how you're marking. I like to use a mechanical pencil because it has a very thin and sharp lead. So if you use like a marker or something, that has a fat line, and that again can take up a few threads and take up space. You also want to think about where this line lines up on your fabric. So it's sort of the opposite of the cutting thing, where if you want to be a little more scant, you can just bring that line just up to the very edge and not way up on it, and that will give you a few more threads, and then you just mark. And the last thing I want to address is where you stitch on your line. If you were stitching right, so if I can get that in focus there, if you're stitching right on your line, that could be your problem. You may want to stitch just, again, a thread or two above the line, which gives you a scant 1/4 inch, and that will make your block just a thread or two bigger, and this could solve your problem. Try one or all of these and see if this really helps your accuracy with your hand piecing. 50 weight thread is fine. I have been using this Orfil 80 weight thread, which is a little bit thinner, and thread takes up space in those seams too. So if you just can't get it right, you may want to consider 80 weight thread, although 50 weight has been used for hundreds of years and is totally fine. It's been so fun watching everyone's blocks come through. Most of all, do not stress about the size of your blocks. Maybe they will all come out a little small or a little big because that's your personal stitching style, and that's all fine. So just relax, have a good time, but maybe try a couple of these tips and see if it's helpful.